Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the Alchemy Fairy Show. I'm Danielle Green, the Alchemy Fairy, your guide in this transformation space where we're turning personality into power, challenges into clarity, and dreams into your everyday reality. Each week, we are journeying together to uncover the gifts already inside of you, aligning your life with purpose and stepping into the magic of your truest self. So take a deep breath, open your heart, and let's begin the alchemy. This week, we're talking about how to dream your next becoming. What does that look like? What's the next step in the journey of becoming? And that's dreaming it. Now that you have spent all of these weeks of reflection, if you watched the other videos, you're taking these pieces and these moments of clarity around what you find joy in, what brings you meaning, your life meaning, and what you thrive with. Looking at how can you use that knowledge and awareness and take the next step. What does it look like? So it can look like whatever brings you joy, that you just start chasing it, that you're going after it. Or maybe you need to create a new space where you can chase your own joy. Maybe you feel like your experience has been stunted or restricted by others. Maybe your task is to create a new space where you can embrace that and show others the beauty in embracing that level of joy. You know, it could be anything. So I hope that these steps leading into this week have tried to guide you down a path of clarity, so you know that even in your deepest existence, that it's in alignment with you, whatever your next steps forward are. And I want you to believe in the possibility of beginnings. There's a magic in new beginnings, and that anything could be possible. And when we take that approach, looking at what's the next step, what do I do next, where do I go from here, we can look at it as, well, what's in most alignment with where I am in my path, how things are going, what's the best approach forward, and then taking it. And if you make a mistake or you're wrong or you feel wrong, then that's okay too. It's okay, because most of us are operating under maybe 30 to 60% level of awareness, and we're doing the best that we can with that knowledge. Take the knowledge that you have and action it to the best of your ability. Leave room for learning, leave room for discovery and exploration and being wrong. I think that when we take our steps forward, even if we have uncertainty, even if there's not all of the future details are super clear to us, but being open to being adaptable and modifying things as you're learning them, as you're receiving them on your next steps forward, that's your ability to transform. That's your alchemy potential. So you want to look at how can you take this learning and these new things. Or maybe you're doing the same thing and maybe right now you're still in planning stage. And if you're in the planning stage still, that's okay. Maybe you still need more information gathering. Maybe that's your next journey that you're still kind of like marinating on mentally, right? Maybe you need to let things stew a little bit longer before you receive that level of divine clarity, that level of, okay, now this is my step, right? Maybe you need to do trial and error because you're still discovering. I think different people get stuck in different stages in this journey of becoming. They get kind of like caught up and they need different amounts of time at different points. And that's okay. So some of us need more heavy time planning. Maybe they need more focused time receiving and hearing or witnessing examples, like more research time. Or more time with self-discovery mode, trying new things. Maybe you tried some things and you found out, well, I don't really like those anymore. Okay, well, keep discovering. Keep choosing whatever sounds interesting or sounds cool to you, do it. You know, if you hear something and say you never heard of it for the first time, and you're like, you know what, maybe that would apply to me, go try it. Or ask people who have tried it, if you know them. Or Google online discussion boards about people who've done whatever the thing is for you. If it's like maybe starting a digital media coding, maybe it's exploring a new way to go fishing, maybe it's how to become a screenwriter, like whatever your passion is, someone out there, I guarantee you, has already built either a coaching plan, a lesson, a strategy, or they have a certificate or a YouTube video, or there's so many different resources that are free, where if we just reach out for them and we contact those people who are doing those things that interest us, there's so much to be learned. There's so much to be gained from that. And I think if you approach them humbly, like say you want to do an outreach and you're like, oh, there's this YouTube podcaster, or maybe somebody is repairing something. Maybe you want to know how to fix cabinets, whatever your passion is. Maybe you want to be a carpenter. No shame in carpentry, that's a good skill. So say you want to be that and you want to reach out to a carpenter that looks like they know what they're doing. Do that. Say, hey, you really look like you know what you're doing. Reach out to them. Say hello. See what maybe they could guide you or mentor you. If you want to get more into home design, then follow new home design creators. There are so many things in the world. And then there's also trial and error. So maybe your passion, you know, like kind of the area it's in, but you don't know how like full tilt boogie you want to go to it. Maybe you don't want to do 0 to 100. Maybe you want to do 0 to 20 and kind of like dip your toe in the water to see like, is this really for me? Maybe you're cautious. Maybe instead of a full set of cabinets, you want to do a mirror or a frame. There's different ways to start something small where you can scale up in your level of curiosity and skill and knowledge. So don't think that your next step has to be an elephant-sized step. It can be a baby step. And I just want to encourage you to take time and thinking about, does this feel right with me? Does this resonate with me? Does this resonate in my soul? Check in with yourself as you're going through this discovery. Does that resonate with you guys? Does that sound fair? Comment below, please. If you've done this or you've tried this, or say maybe that's how you found your latest hobby or favorite new passion, that you started something small and you're like, I really like this. And I think I'd like to do this on a bigger scale. Let me know if that lands with any of you guys, because that's an easy way to explore. Say your next step is try something small. Maybe it's go to a silent book group. Maybe you want to try one out and they have silent book groups and they do all these kind of cool meetups at coffee shops. Say you have an affinity for croissants and you want to go to one of these meetup groups. There's different ways to just try new things. So I just want to encourage you guys this week about exploring and taking your next step when you're ready. This is not to pressure you. This is looking at what next step options might be good for you to try so you can have that novelty back in life. They say time feels like it flies by because there's a lack of novelty in life that we're experiencing. We feel like every day is pretty much the same. It's kind of repetitive. It's kind of mundane. It's kind of just consistent. And sometimes that can make us feel like it's slipping through our fingers because we forget to stop and smell the roses or stop and talk to the trees. You know, I saw this reel where these women are talking to the trees and the branches are like slowly coming over and the women are telling them like, oh, touch my cheek. It's wild. But you know what? If you want to talk to trees and bond with them, there's spiritualists who feel like trees are compiled of our ancestors. Maybe there's a whole bunch of ancestors and they just want a hug from you. They want a little tree hug, you know? Whatever calls to you, okay? Just take the time to pursue that. Find or make a plan if you're in the planning stage. But this week, I want you to have some conscious effort about something new I could try that would feel comfortable or be interesting, because, and they also say like happiness is the ability to look forward to something. So the more novelty we can introduce for things that we enjoy, the more we can look forward to doing it. So chase your joy, chase your interests. And if they change, great. That means you can too. It's not about everything has to be perfect. I have to know 100% of everything about everything. No, you don't. You take what you know and then go explore it. That's the rule book, right? There is no rule book. Take what you know and explore it. If you want to try some new trails, there's apps for that. There's ways to guide your next step for whatever feels right for you. And if you want to bring a buddy along, sometimes that can make it less scary. So if you want to bring a friend or family member or pet and say, you know what, we're going to go do this thing. We're going to go try it for an hour or whatever it is. but if you need to make it into smaller digestible pieces of time, that's okay, because the next step doesn't have to be big. It can be small. It can be a tiny little movement just in the right direction. Then maybe that brings you a little bit of peace. Maybe that brings you a little bit more harmony in your life where you feel that connection. Maybe that helps resolve some pain in your heart and it gives you comfort. There's so much to be gained from when we're taking these steps in the right direction for ourselves. There's so much that we can feel with that that's in alignment with our highest purpose or our greatest good, however you want to think of it. But just progress for ourselves, because you deserve that. You deserve progress. You deserve love. You deserve happiness. You deserve peace and harmony inside and outside. We can't always get it outside, right? And sometimes harmony is hard to get on the inside of us. But when we take the time to say, what do I need? And then pursuing that in whatever way feels true, that honors you and where you are in life, then go do that. If that's getting something special for a meal, then do that if you can. Whatever will help keep your internal flame, your spark for life, your joy alive. Whatever helps sustain you mentally, emotionally, physically. There's many ways we are sustained. There's like 5 expressions of the soul, how we show up in life. You have your spiritual soul, which we've talked about. You have your physical incarnation, which we're here, the mortal coil as I refer to it. This needy mortal coil that constantly gets on my nerves. And then you have your emotional self, right? What are your emotions? How are they feeling? How are they doing? Physical, mental, emotional. Mentally, you like your psyche part of yourself. And then, what was the other one? There's a 5th one. It'll come to me. But there's 5 ways we show up in life. And maybe you know the 5th way. Comment below if you know the 5th way. If you know where I was going, if you're on my train of thought with that, please chime in the comments, okay? Help a fairy out, okay? But yeah, so just be optimistic. Be looking forward to it. When you're ready to take this next step in your journey of becoming, it should be maybe a little bit scary, but scary is not always bad, right? Scary just means new, and scary means I'm coming out of my comfort zone. That's all scary is. So take the time to put the energy forward to it. It'll be worth it. And write it down. And if anything, it makes for great stories. Even if it goes up in flames, it makes for great stories. And sometimes we all need a little plot twist in our lives. And that's not a bad thing. It keeps us interested and interesting. So thank you all for listening. I encourage you guys to take some childlike enthusiasm on this next step. I can't wait to hear more. If you want to comment below and share with me what your next step was. I have a crochet project where I'm supposed to be crocheting plants because everybody was getting into woobles. So that's like one project that I want to do. And then another project is creating an audiobook for me, just so you guys know where I'm at, right? I'm like, it can't be that hard. We do podcasting. I could probably figure out an audiobook. But there's sound requirements for different audiobook publishers, like Amazon, right? So there's sound requirements. So it's just learning about that. So I learned what the sound requirements are, and it has to pass inspection, and then, I'm learning the things. But the next step after this sequence of podcast episodes, for me, is recording my book into an audio version. So then that way, my readers know my voice like you guys know my voice, and a little bit more of my story along the way. That's it for me, guys, at least this week. Those are my next steps. Those are my planning stage moments and things that I'm investigating so that I can move forward and make progress in the next couple weeks. All right, so thank you for being with me here today. Thank you for tuning in and listening. Let me know your favorite parts below. I'd love to hear that. I'd love to hear if you want more episodes like this, if you found it helpful, if maybe you need a little bit more encouragement in your life, if that's you. I know sometimes I do. Let me know below in the comments. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I appreciate it. If something stirred in your soul or sparked a new thought, please share it with someone who needs a little bit of light. And you are more powerful than you know. Don't forget, your magic is real. And until next time, stay aligned, stay enchanted, keep living in your alchemy. Bye.